Enter player 1.
Ah, Shady Sands, the spark that ignited the flames of civilization in the wasteland, but also one of the greatest tragedies in NCR history. Let's rewind to the humble beginnings of this once hopeful settlement and follow it through to its tragic end, and perhaps, rebirth. It all starts with Aradesh, a refugee from Vault 15, leading his people to a patch of land just northwest of what would later become known as the NCR's heartland. Shady Sands was built from nothing, a collection of makeshift homes and farms, and this unassuming village marked the beginning of a grand experiment, a society built not just to survive, but to thrive. With the arrival of the Vault Dweller from Fallout 1, Shady Sands found both aid and inspiration. That stranger saved the town from marauding raiders and planted a seed, hope for a better future. Under Aradesh's leadership, and later, that of his daughter Tandi, Shady Sands expanded and evolved into something far greater than a simple farming community. It became the beating heart of the new California Republic. Laws, trade routes, and alliances sprouted from this town, spreading across the wasteland like the first rays of dawn. But it wasn't just luck or good intentions that built the NCR. Vault-Tech's shadow loomed large over this success. The original settlers of Shady Sands emerged from Vault 15, a Vault-Tech experiment in mixing incompatible cultures. Many theorize that the division and struggles faced in Vault 15 were designed to cultivate conflict and push those strong enough to create stable leadership, creating a survival of the fittest outcome. Aradesh and his people escaped that vault, but Vault-Tech's hidden hand would follow the NCR across generations, shaping its rise and ultimately playing a role in its downfall. Under Tandi's leadership, the NCR expanded into a powerful republic, annexing towns and creating infrastructure unmatched in the post-apocalypse. The early ideals of cooperation were slowly replaced by bureaucracy, greed, and military ambition, but Shady Sands always remained a symbol of what could be a hopeful memory of their founding principles. Or at least, that's what it looked like on the surface. The NCR faced challenge after challenge, brotherhood wars, the Enclave's rise and fall, and, of course, Mr. House's control over New Vegas. Despite its size, the NCR's reach stretched thin, relying on Shady Sands to keep its political machinery in motion. When the Republic overreached into the Mojave, the cracks began to show. The NCR's defeat at Hoover Dam marked the beginning of a slow collapse, but what truly broke the Republic was something far worse. Enter Hank McClane. This shadowy figure, obsessed with Vault-Tech ideals of cleansing through destruction, masterminded the ultimate attack, a nuclear strike on Shady Sands. With no warning, the city that symbolized the best of the NCR, and perhaps humanity, was wiped off the map in a fiery instant. The blast not only shattered the capital, but sent shockwaves through every NCR-controlled territory, throwing the Republic into chaos. Military forces reliant on the central government lost cohesion, and many frontier territories broke off, devolving into warlord states or falling prey to raiders. Regional governors scrambled to maintain order, but without Shady Sands, the Republic's spine was gone. Entire settlements seceded, and those within the NCR's core territories faced famine as trade routes collapsed. The Republic fractured under the weight of its ambition. A few lucky survivors escaped the destruction, scattering to distant towns, or taking refuge in an unexpected sanctuary, Vault 4. Located deep within the mountains, Vault 4 was one of Vault-Tech's lesser-known facilities, long thought abandoned. It became a lifeline for the displaced, a second chance at survival. The irony? The descendants of those who had fled Vault 15's experiment were now, once again, returning to the safety of a vault. But this time, they carried not only the ideals of the NCR, but the bitterness of its collapse. Life in Vault 4 wasn't without struggle. While some refugees clung to the hope of rebuilding the NCR from the ashes, others questioned whether the Republic's dream had been worth it. Factionalism reared its head among the survivors, reflecting the very divisions that had plagued the NCR in its final days. Old loyalties, power struggles, and the weight of their history threatened to tear this new society apart before it could even begin. And then there's the elephant in the room: what else was hidden inside Vault 4? If McLean's attack on Shady Sands was part of some grand Vault tech design, it's fair to wonder whether the survivors were walking into another experiment, one designed to shape a new society through the crucible of loss and rebirth. Did Vault tech see this as a second chance for humanity? Or merely the next phase in an ongoing experiment? Meanwhile, the NCR's remnants outside the vault struggle to hold on to what little power they have left. Without Shady Sands, the dream of a unified republic has crumbled into regional militias and fiefdoms, each claiming to carry on the NCR's legacy in their own way. Some fight for democracy, while others resort to tyranny to maintain order. It's a messy, broken world, and all that remains of the once mighty republic is a handful of scattered outposts and half-forgotten ideals. So, what's left of Shady Sands? Nothing but a smoldering ruin, and a lesson. A reminder that even the most well-intentioned societies can fall, especially when ambition and power outstrip the ideals they were built upon. The dream of the NCR lives on, though, in the hearts of those huddled inside Vault 4, clinging to the hope that they can avoid the mistakes of the past. But history has a nasty habit of repeating itself. And if there's one thing the wasteland teaches you, it's this: nothing stays standing for long, not cities, not republics, not dreams. Only time will tell if the survivors of Shady Sands can rebuild, or if they're destined to fall once again, victims of the very forces that created them.